Kalkadosh, Boker Or Shushan Purim Sameach. Yeah, day 60, page 183, Alacha Lamed. Yeah, a deaf person. Okay. And the next one is Mamash Mat'im, which is someone that's drunk. That was yesterday. Look how Mina Shamayim it came out. Yesterday's Bekiim Bahalacha was someone who's drunk. Right, because remember, this is yesterday. So it says like this: a deaf person who can speak normally has the status of a regular person, and he counts as a member of a minyan, although he cannot hear. So that means if he could speak, right? So that means he's still counted as a minyan, but he's not a deaf mute. Usually, what the halacha always speaks about, exactly, this is an ilem, but if it's usually a cheresh, the majority of times cheresh is both, like ilem and cheresh. Usually, that means that it's from when they're from birth. Because if it's that they were able to speak, usually that means that they were able to hear at the beginning, and then afterwards, usually they lose it. Correct, doctor? Yeah? Very good. Likewise. Yeah? Yeah, that's what it is. Because if a person was deaf from birth, so then they don't know what to talk. They don't know how to talk, right? Because it doesn't exist, right? Likewise, someone who can hear but is incapable of speaking, right? So that's a cheresh but not ilem, counts also as a member of a minyan. The verse, I shall be sanctified among the Oziel, refers to such an individual as well. Therefore, if a minyan consists of only 10 people, and such a deaf or a mute person is among them, he could still do the Chazrat HaShatz with the Kiddusha, and the Kohanim could do the Birkat Kohanim. Why? He's counted as part of the minyan, right? However, though, if he's deaf and dumb, here he calls it deaf and dumb. I would have called it deaf mute. Okay. But deaf and dumb, which means he's also deaf and also cannot speak, is halachically equal to a child. So you cannot be counted as a minyan. Nowadays, however, researchers and practitioners have developed an entire science for training such people to function normally within the general society. Often they succeed in teaching such people to communicate verbally, although their ability to pronounce sounds correctly is quite limited. In light of this development, many contemporary poskim rule that once a person like this has demonstrated that he's capable of functioning normally, he's like capable of reading and writing with well as regular people, he gains the status of a regular Jew, and therefore he can be counted as a minyan. Others insist that such a person are inherently impaired on an intellectual level, and they cannot be counted despite their achievements. So those are not because now they're chachamim, now that's it. No. They still stayed the same. Okay? In practice, so now there's a machloket. So what do you do? In practice, we can include such people as a minyan for the sake of kiddusha, kaddish, and rechu. Okay, since the need for a minyan to recite these things is not min Torah, since halacha is debated. However, if it's going to be that he cannot do the Chazrat HaShatz, right? If it's going to be the 10th person, instead the cantor should only do one Amidah. Okay, they can recite Kedusha in unison at the proper point. If the Torah scroll is taken up for public reading, no one should say the Berachot. Okay, in this way, they're getting out of the problems of Beracha Levatala. Okay? Fine. Number 342, the footnote. Yeah? Maran Rishon LeZion issued this ruling in response to Yechavedat. Rav Yosef, Shalom Yashiv, Rav Yashiv, and Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. They discussed the issue of deaf people who have difficulty pronouncing words correctly. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach added that if a deaf person is fitted with a cochlear implant that enables him to hear normally, okay, he can be counted as a member of minyan. Since he's capable of responding amen to the counter, if it does not matter whether he senses the sound waves through his eardrum or through the electric impulses of the device stimulating his cochlear nerve. The Yigrom Moshe disagreed. He asserted that the Torah's laws depend on a person's physical capabilities and not by abilities gained by artificially through modern technology. Therefore, if the patient is profoundly deaf without the implant, he retains the status of a deaf person even with equipped with it. But if he learns how to speak, then he does not have the status of a deaf mute. Halakha 31. It is forbidden for someone to pray while he's drunk. So remember, this was yesterday's daf. So yesterday's day was to do with drunk. Okay? Drunk people. Yeah? Yeah? He says, it is forbidden for someone to pray while he's drunk to the extent that he's unfit to dress the king. The Talmud labels the prayer of a drunk person as an abomination. Even so, such a person can be counted as a member of minyan. If he's drunk to such an extent that he's unaware of what he's doing, he's considered equal to someone who's mentally challenged. In such a case, he's exempt from filling mitzvot, and he cannot be counted as a minyan. So it all depends how far, right? You know what I did yesterday. Somebody goes to me, right? He come and he said, "No, what? He goes to me, can he pray or not pray?" I went. 1 second. I pushed him, right? No, he didn't fall. He was still there. I said, "Okay, so you're probably still fine." Right? No, but usually a drunk guy, he's like, he's gone. He's like half, I took actually, by the way, I actually took how do you call it? I took a video. So he says over here, right, 343. Harav Yosef Chaim, so the Ben Ish Chai, he actually comes and he ruled that once someone becomes so drunk that he's unfit to address the king, he cannot be considered a member of the minyan. He explained that this applies to someone whose speech is garbled as a result of being intoxicated. And he warned people to be on the lookout for this, since a drunk person would probably be too embarrassed to actually disqualify himself. Right? Fine. Maran and Rishon LeZion disagreed, pointing out that the response of Ben Yehuda, Ayash, deduced from the Gemara, that a person is considered sane as long as he's not become as drunk as Lot. If so, right, then although it is forbidden for him to pray, since instead of to address the king, following the Shulchan Aruch, he can still be counted as a minyan. He should be considered no worse than a sleeping adult who can count as a minyan, a member of a minyan per the Shulchan Aruch. If someone becomes as drunk as Lot, meaning that he's unaware of what he's doing, bichlal, right, then he's considered equal to a mentally unfit, like a child or whatever it is. Nobody was like that. You know what it is, shichruto shel Lot? Think about what...
So we don't even have that level of alcohol anymore, right?
No, we do have that. No. We have that. We have that. By the way, you have that. By the way, even in Morocco, I remember there were stories of people that they went to a bar, they woke up the next morning, they were married. You do have that. You do have that.
That still happens in Vegas, maybe.
Yeah, they do have that.
He was praying mincha, and after he took his shoes, and then he couldn't find the shoes.
I'm not enjoying it like that. Not to control
Okay.
myself,
Fine. But you have it. No, it does exist nowadays. It does exist, and they are completely smashed. Okay, one second, I'm not done. Although the Shalmet Tzibur wrote that the Bet Yehuda ruled like the Ben Ish Chai, it's obvious that this copy of the Bet Yehuda was stricken with a mistaken text. The Rav Chida likewise ruled that if someone is drunk and unfit to it, so he cannot be counted as a minyan. The Mishnah Berurah ruled that if a person who's mentally challenged is capable of praying meaningfully and he understands to whom he's saying the tefillot, so he can be counted as a minyan. This is based on the Ramah that the rules for forming of a minyan for prayers are more lenient than forming zimun. In a case when the people have no other option, they can form a minyan counting such a person. The Mishnah Berurah cited the Bet David ruling that a drunk person cannot be counted as a minyan. This citation is mistaken. The text should be the Bet Yehuda, not the Bet David. As explained over here, the ruling applies only to someone that's as drunk as Lot. So it comes out that mamash, I mean somebody that's drunk as Lot, no, but other than that, you could count him as a minyan. Okay, a sinner. 32. Okay, a sinner. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. A sinner. 32. Lamed Bet. Yeah? A person who has violated a community statute or has committed a sin for his material benefit, leteavon, may still be counted as a minyan. This is the halacha even if he committed a sin that occurs in death penalty. Our sages derive this rule from the prophet's account of Achan's sins, right? As Hashem declared, the people of Israel has sinned. Although Achan has committed the sin, right, he's still referred to as a member of Israel. Yeah? He says if someone commits a sin to demonstrate his contempt for the Torah or mitzvah, he has lost the status of Israel, like a non-Jew. Meaning if he's doing it le'achis, meaning to cause Hashem anger, he's not counted as a minyan. But if it's le'teavon, which means for his benefit, he's enjoying himself, right? So imagine the guy comes and he says he's going to eat pig, pork. He comes a shakol or whatever it is, or even if you're not allowed to make a shakol, right? Right? No. Only if he was sick. That was the machlok. Right? Shalom Brura. But here, bechavana, he's doing it lachi. Right? He says if it's le'teavon, he likes it, so therefore he's still counted as a minyan. But if it's going to be lachis, he's doing it, bechavana to get Hashem angry. No. That he's not going to be counted as a minyan.